Welcome back to our Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea campaign. This is session 85. I probably should have looked 85, I believe. Currently, the party in the hidden city of Cirque, the city where those who flee the sacrifice of Karak have held up and grown essentially families and trained and prepared for any kind of attack. The city is impenetrable, so they say. So they have treated with the party to do like a double triple cross basically and prepare for Tibur's army and allow the party to speak their location to those of Karak. Several days have gone by. The party has spent some time planning. Cirque needed time to prepare their defenses as well as enlist as many of the little people as possible to help in the defense, because Cirque doesn't have nearly the body of soldiers as Karak, but also in searching for the party member Ali, who had fled in the form of I think technically a tick on their familiar, and has been surviving in the woods for the last several days. So we're jumping forward to the 25th day of the 11th month of the first year, and Phobos is full as a party. It's the evening now. The party is all together and planning to leave in the morning to head towards Lore's citadel, keep, tower on the Lake of Souls. So let's introduce all the characters, and you guys can tell me all the stuff I missed. We'll start with Mike.
I'm playing Helena Sophidoris, or also known as Helene. She is the Amazon warrior priestess. She is getting herself ready. She's spending a lot of time just sorting things out in her head, making sure that she knows what she's doing. Just making sure that she's balanced a bit more. She knows that this calls for a more delicate time, and she knows that she can be a bit impulsive. So she is, although, she can feel Aurora's pulsing through her veins, she is hoping to restrain herself, but who knows when duty calls and when the battle is nigh, what will happen then. She's looking forward to seeing Lore, only because she likes teasing her a bit and likes locking horns with her. So she's looking forward to this trip to the tower. And that's Helene.
Excellent. Crystal, tell us about your character.
I'm playing Rowan Siege, the pyromancer. She's currently sitting amongst the nightly fire, doing her breathing exercises. As she does so, the flames sort of crackle in and out a little bit with the influence of her magical abilities over them. And she's just relaxing, waiting for the morning to come, praying that Helios will guide them and that they will have a safe journey to Lore's place.
Excellent. And Nikki, tell us about your character.
I play Pinesta. Pinesta is a bard. She is very upset after discovering that most of the sacrifices that were made to the Kraken were women who were with child. So that just adds another layer to her hatred for Jodin and all of his people who support him and what's going on here. So she's agreeing that at this point, the lesser evil is to kind of let Lure find, or at least know about Cirque, to get Tibor out of the city, because they just need to go to Jodin and get that ring and end this before it gets any worse. And that's Pinesta.
Excellent. And finally back with the party after several days eating whatever birds eat, seeds and worms, I guess, in the forest, is Ali. Tell us about your character, Young.
Ali Ahmed Al Sayed is an Ixian wizard. He's been with the party for the past 3 years. He's been separated from the group since the encounter with Yoden. So he has escaped using his magical spells and survived so far by relying on his mystical ring of animal control. So when these wild animals were about to eat him, he would use that to escape, calm them, or have them run away, and so on and so forth. So he was eventually found by his party members as he wandered near this magically concealed city of Cirque. And he's like, whew, thank God. So as the game begins, you see him sitting alone at a desk. He's reading out of a small book. It looks like a journal that he writes to himself in a whisper with a quill on his hand. And he's writing stuff down, but right now he's not writing anything down. He's just reading it. He's going like, 10 steps to acquire Yoden's ring. Plan C. Number 1, wait till night. 2, cast locate object. Yoden's ring of Kakru. I've seen it, so I can find it. Number 3, turn into a chameleon. Number 4, fly to Yoden's home on my broom and hide it at the top. Yes. 5, scale the wall and ceiling to find Yoden, hopefully sleeping. Number 6, turn back to human, cast enlargement on the ring. Number 7, slip off the ring because it's larger. Number 8, turn back into a chameleon. Number 9, sneak out as a chameleon to the top. Number 10, fly out. Yes. And he scrolls down and he's like, pros, quick and bloodless, but cons, certain death upon discovery. And then you see him writing stuff down. And he's like scribbling, and it's like decision. Potential cost infinitely outweighs benefit. Not viable. Read a book. Someone else, preferably Revna, do it. And he like slams the desk and he gets up and goes like, by Auroras, I shall have to prepare to rejoin my fellowship on this quest for Lure of the Ring. That's Ali.
Well, all right. So that was Ali's inner monologue. Or outer, I guess, if we were saying all that. Yeah. So you guys are there in Cirque. The over the days, some of the little people army has arrived. They are, as you've seen them. I mean, they don't wear armor or anything, but they're archers and spear wielders. A mixed group of about 1,000 or so have joined the little over 1,000 soldiers in Cirque, defending the city. They will position themselves in the forest and such for ambush. They plan, and so they've got a plan going on as far as how they're going to try to defend the city, which they believe is impregnable with the 10 or 12 foot wide boiling river in front and only one really viable entrance, which is a large drawbridge. So, yeah, they feel like they have things under control. So we'll cut. So it is the full moon, as I said, which you notice something. The women of Cirque tell you, if you remember, there was that area where you met Actually, you're in Cirque, so you wouldn't know that. Okay. You do not know this. I cut back to here. But it's the full moon, which, of course, is a day of sacrifice. So the women there gather around after the evening meal and have a moment of silence for the sisters who are lost to the sacrifice tonight. And that is a ritual that they perform, sadly, every week. And yeah, we'll cut to the morning of the 26th. So Shri, who is the little person kind of who was and also, sorry, because you can, Aguna, right? Hold on. No, Juva. So two little people, a woman and a man, are going to lead you. They believe that they can lead you in what is effectively a safe course outside of the prying eyes of the those of Karak following the edge of the valley. Since you have told them then what they saw, that you had a boat, there's no need to go to the bridge to cross. And yeah, if you don't need to do anything else at Cirque, we will begin.
I think we're okay.
Okay. All right. So really, you're being guided at this point. So you're not going to really have a chance of getting lost. But what we will do is Mike, roll a d6 for me. Ah, yes. This
Come
is how we
on,
like to
Mike.
start. Roll a 3d6 for me.
What can I say?
Apparently, Helios did not hear my prayer.
12. All right, good. Natural. What's a natural? Into the forest.
Naturals are things that just want to leave people alone. They,
Yeah. Aurora.
Naturally.
It sounds like Aurora wants us to enjoy ourselves.
yes.
Go ahead and roll 3d6 again for me. No, okay. Oh, okay. It is quite foggy, so it's going to slow you down a bit. It's not a huge deal because you are literally following the edge of the valley. So normally, even with a well-trained guide, you might potentially get lost. But because you literally stay along the edge of the valley, it's not going to be an issue. It will slow you down a bit, though, where you normally would have gone all the way that I drew out. You're only about halfway that distance by the end of the first few hours of the day. So you're kind of not going quite as fast as you would hope. Crystal, roll a 3d6 roll a d6 rather for me. See if anything comes out of the fog.
Okay. 3.
Okay, yeah, no, it's pretty chill. So you travel along. Let's check this here. Should be a pretty easy trip, actually. Oh wow, okay. Trying to see how long it lasts. Well, oh wow, okay. Whew. All right, that's gonna really slow down. Okay, so yeah, it's a really, really heavy fog. Really heavy fog that settles in, and you're again slow traveling, but nothing really of nothing troubling happens. Nikki, roll a d6 for me.
Okay.
It just means you're gonna get extra checks, basically. Okay. And again, just moving slowly. And Yang, roll a d6 for me. Give me 1d6, Yang.
All right, here it comes. I got 3. Sorry, 5. 5. I'm sorry.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, it's again slow. So normally you would have got here by midday. So you're basically going to be getting to the river, but kind of as dusk is falling. But we'll just circle through one more time. Mike, roll a d6. Okay. Crystal. All right, Nikki. Dun, dun, dun.
It's because I gave Mike shit. That's why.
Exactly.
That's exactly the reason why.
Oh, sorry,
all right,
Mike.
so roll 3d6.
All right. Okay.
The weather has not been that great to you guys, but
5.
5. Oh, that's low.
2 1s. My goodness.
Oh, okay. Ooh. See, now we're talking.
Don't make that noise.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ah.
One likes it when their DM makes that sound.
Oh, yeah, you guys keep getting river. You're not at the river yet. You are not at the lake. You are in the forest. Where's the forest? Mountains, hills, forest. There it is. Oh, there it is. Roll 3d 6 for me again.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
14.
Only 14 of them.
Fantastic. Oh, okay. Very interesting. And you are in the fog. Who feels lucky?
I do.
All right, roll a d6. You got. Does anybody have any bonuses on not being surprised? Because you have a penalty right now because of the fog.
I do not
If not,
know.
that okay. So if not, then 1 through 3 you're surprised. So roll 4 through 6. It would probably be a very good idea. Roll me a d6 and try to get high.
Are you rolling, Nikki, or am I?
Oh no, I thought you were.
Oh, I am?
You felt lucky?
Oh, I
Yeah,
do.
you feel lucky. Go right ahead.
Oh, look at that. A 1.
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, that's not very good.
I am lucky. Oh, so lucky.
Okay. 2 large. Okay, so you're kind of moving toward. You can actually hear the river, and you're moving forward towards it, and you hear some rustling in the the fog in front of you, and then as you kind of like step where you just get close enough where things just appear in the fog. What you thought was well, I guess there's 2 of them in this. Everybody just roll a d20, and the 2 lowest will be the 2 people that are the closest to these things. Did you roll a 1 again? Oh, no. Oh,
I rolled a 19.
Oh my god.
there you go. Of course. Oh,
There you go, Nikki.
that's
it.
yeah, for giving crap.
No
All
more
right,
trash
so-
talk from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instant karma.
Mike has bewitched my roll 20. From now on, I'm rolling my
Okay.
regular dice.
Okay, so both Young and Nikki roll a d6.
Okay.
You want to get a 6.
Yay.
Oh, okay. Young, roll a d6. You want to get a 6 here. No, okay. So, Ali, make a transformation saving throw. Look, maybe because you've heard legend of these things, you quickly turn away, Panesta, as you see this giant lizard with multiple legs look up out of the fog. You just almost catches your eyes as you see it glimmer. And you want to make a transformation save there, Ali. And you hear, and Ali is instantly turned to stone. Standing there in the muck in front of you are 2 large lizards with multiple legs each, and they're about 10 foot long. So yeah, you are stoned, Ali. Ouch. You haven't got a spell for that, have you, Ali? Okay, so what do you want to do? You see 2 of these things in front of you. They're quite large and clearly dangerous, as one of your friends has been transformed into a statue.
Yes, he has.
So what is the plan, Aline?
I avert my eyes, O Lord.
Okay. If you can still attack while inverting your eyes, but you'll be at a -2 penalty.
Okay.
So you can do that, it says. Okay, so do you want to attack it, or are you just going to avert your eyes and run, or what's your plan?
Well, of course I will attack it.
Okay. How about Rowan Siege?
I'm going to also avert my eyes, but I'll do a spell.
Okay. And Podesta?
I'm going to do spell and also avert my eyes.
Okay.
And
Jan
think to
came back.
myself,
He's literally been here for 5 minutes and he got turned to stone.
Oh
just saying.
man, I'm so sad that Ali had to go that way.
The familiar is still alive. You can play a crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
And
play a crow.
Wow, this might be the first petrification of the campaign. Let's see, 4,
no, I
2, 3.
had Vool save some people from petrification before, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay, so roll initiative, Mike. Young, you can fight for the monsters for now. We'll figure out something. Oh my god. You should be Revna if I had her character sheet.
That's a 3.
Okay, they got a 2. So you're going first. There's 2 of them. They're quite large. Okay. Melee happens first. Yep. Go ahead, Helene, with the melee.
Okay. Boom.
Oh, you threw me off by being turned to stone. Oh, well, that's not very good. That's a natural
No.
1.
That is a natural 1.
Wow. Well, this was a good campaign, really. I think in the end, you know,
This was a good campaign.
yeah, well, it was good. It was good to this point. Roll a d12 to see what happens with your fumble.
Oh, gosh. That's a 4.
Okay, that's not bad for a cleric. Bad miss. It's just a bad. I mean, you know, you can be forgiven for a bad miss as you
That's a bad.
as you get your eyes averted. So yeah, you swing wildly and miss. I'm sorry, you're doing deal to your spells, right? So Rowan Siege, what is your spell?
Flaming missile at one of them.
Okay.
Boom, 14 damage.
Oh, nice. Okay, hold on. I got bullets and points. I can actually do it here. Let's see. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That it hits this thing with these missiles. It's multiple missile right. So they slam into this thing and it reels back, whapping its tail, and you hear some some bushes and stuff crackle. Actually, the 2 NPCs are going to attack as well, but I'll have them go at the end. Panesta.
Going to cast improved invisibility on myself.
Okay. You are invisible.
Okay.
Yang, you can actually fight for the 2 NPCs. They are a 3rd level fighter and a 1st level fighter, both with spears. So you can go ahead and make 2 attacks. You're gonna need, let's see, for the first one, for the 3rd level fighter.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, they're both gonna hit, I'm sure. Let's see, 17 for fighting. That hits 7+0, and obviously a 20 definitely hits. Okay. Yeah, it's armor class, only 4. Okay. 4. Okay, so they got spears. So go ahead and do the first level 3 guys damage first. So a D8 for a 2-handed spear. Okay. Oh wow, nice 3. It's gonna make a save because the spear is poisoned. It fails. Do another D8 damage. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, that thing's really that was the one that got flaming missile, so that's very hurt. I'm assuming everybody's just they're piling on the one that got attacked. And the 20, roll a d6 to see what kind of effect it does. It's a fighter, so oh nice. That's triple damage, so d8 times 3. Oh, nice. Okay, so 18. So that's actually that kills 1. Okay, one of them goes down. Leaving only 1 to attack. It's going to attack. Only gets 1 attack. All right, so there's a total of 5 of you. So I'll just roll d10, cut it in half. It attacks. Oh, actually, you're gonna feel bad here, Helene, because it's attacking your girl. Did you? I guess she's earning her medal. Let's roll an attack. Okay. Let's see.
It's attacking Juba.
Juba. Yeah.
Juba. Go Juba.
It rolled a 20. I'm
Oh.
gonna roll a d6. A double damage. I mean, I might roll terribly low, but she's likely going down. Yeah, 20 points of damage. She gets literally bit in half. And then she falls.
I will
And
avenge her.
yeah, and literally one remains. What's morale? Because one of them, its mate died. Okay, well that exactly meets it. Okay, so the creature kind of bites the little person in half and throws its head around, and you can see that it pauses for a second, thinking about whether it should just run with what it's got as far as some food, but it does not actually move. So we're going to go into a second round of combat. So what does everybody want to do? Helene.
I'm going to attack again. Melee.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Road siege.
Come back to me.
Okay. Panesta.
I'll melee it.
Okay. You're gonna play Shri right now. Young. Sorry. So I'm assuming he's going to attack.
Yep.
But you can tell me if he wants to attack. The powerful tiny man warrior Shri with his spear is going to do a melee attack. Okay. Have you decided, Crystal?
How big are they? Like, I mean, are they large? Or...
They are large in mechanically size. Yeah, they're 10 feet long, I believe.
Okay, and the spears, they have
Plus a
metal
tip.
The spears have metal tips?
The spears that the little people are using?
Yes.
Yes, they are bronze.
Okay,
Or-
I
yeah.
am. I don't know if this was work, but I'm gonna cast hate metal on the tip of their spears.
Okay, on Shri's spear. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so the spear gets hot, but melee happens first, so it's not going to affect it till next round.
Right.
But first well, it depends on yeah, it won't affect till this round. Actually, you get 2 attacks this round too because you're a fighter, young. I don't have a character sheet for Shri, so we'll just have to play it by ear. But roll initiative, Mike. The creature got a 4.
Got a 4.
Oh, what's your dex?
12.
Okay, yeah, you going first. All right, so melee. Helene. One creature is here. What's hit points? Oh, that's a good hit.
Whack.
Yeah, armor class -4. Let's roll this guy's hit points. There's a chance that might have killed it. Unlikely, but you never can tell. No, did not kill it, but it is very, very wounded. Okay. Shri or Yang attack. That hits. Another 17. Nice. D8 damage. 3. Okay, you get one more attack because it's the second round and it's your specialized weapon. Oh, nice.
Wow.
All right, roll a d6. Okay, nice. So that's going to do triple damage again. So roll me a d8 tripled.
Actually, for that 5, I rolled D8 instead. I thought I was rolling damage.
Oh, okay.
Should we?
Well, that's fine. Just roll a d6 then, and we'll treat the 5 as the damage.
Sounds great.
Ha, nice. See the fates. So 15 points of damage kills it. All right, yeah. So you don't even need to cast your spell. You start to cast it, Rowan Siege. But Shri and Helene taking revenge on Juba, smash this creature heavily with the hammer and then a spear through its heart, and it falls dead on the ground. Its eyes actually turn to stone and fall out onto the ground
Take that,
with a
you
little
little
bit of
creature.
a
He says.
tear. But for poor Suba, and more terribly, poor Ali, who has
Yes.
avoided death on many turns.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're currently a statue. I mean, it's not impossible to bring him back, but it's probably not going to happen in the immediate future because there is a flesh to stone spell or a stone to flesh spell, I believe. Of course, you need a witch to cast him. Where's Vool when you need him?
Oh, Ali.
And we've already
Uh,
established that magic is not common around here. So
Oh yeah,
Right.
no, there's
man.
no magic in this valley. You'd have to leave. Yeah.
When you guys were like departing and when the fog hit, my first compulsion was to turn into like a bat because they can navigate, echo navigate, and see through uh, what's visibly impaired, right? And I was gonna fly around and try to find the way, but I'm like, yeah, it's just a routine traveling from one spot to another. What do I bother, use that spell because it's a, polymorph spell. I get two of them. I'm just gonna just walk and nothing's gonna happen. And bam, it was such a silly thing, you walk into it, turn around, and all of a sudden, you're stoned.
I guess that's how life is sometimes, right? It's never the stuff you plan for. It's
Oh,
that strange event that happens to you as you're walking through the woods in the fog. So yeah, 1,000 years from now, adventurers will be in a strange valley filled with mist, and they'll see a statue of a man holding a broom, looking surprised, standing in the forest. Moss has grown up around his feet.
it was such a nice room too.
Yeah.
with an ancient crow just sitting on his shoulder.
Yes. Waiting for him to come back.
Nevermore.
That's
Nevermore.
sad. That's like that episode of Futurama. That's like really, really sad.
Oh man.
Oh yeah,
Dog. Yeah.
the dog. Yeah.
Oh, so sad.
It
I'm
is sad.
sorry,
Let's take
Ali.
a moment to mourn Ali. What actually does happen to your familiar?
I don't
You're
know.
not you're not technically dead. I mean, you are, but you're not.
Well, I mean, Familia's probably gonna try to help him out because it's super faithful to him, and it's
Well, no, exactly. I don't think it disappears. If it dies, you take damage, but I don't think it disappears if you die.
It's also intelligent. So
Yeah. Yeah, we'll we're gonna say it doesn't say anything about the so currently Kasim, right?
yes.
Kasim is here, and there may be an epilogue to this whole thing with the resurrection of Ali, because you do know some powerful magicians. You just don't have that power with you, as far as I know. It's a necromancer / magician spell, so it's not. It won't be that common.
So we mark his body on the map.
Yeah. Okay. Sure,
Oh,
we'll have to
man.
do that. We'll have to put a little statue there.
There goes the ability to speak Hyperborean, Lemurian,
Mm.
Thracian, Common, Celtic,
Oh man,
and Eskimo. Oh man.
all those great languages. Well, at least you
yes.
finally got a chance to use the Hyperborean language. See, that was a definitely Ali was incredibly useful in getting this thing off the ground. So
Yeah.
it's sad to see him go. You'll be Shri for now if you're okay with that. He is a 3rd level fighter with a spear.
Yeah.
He's got no armor on. So
I mean, I was
be
saving.
careful.
I was saving like some of the interesting polymorph. I was gonna do Migo if there was a encounter where he had to go melee because you get like 4 attacks and 1d4 plus 4 damage, and you can survive out there in space. One of the plans that I had was to turn into a Black Widow and span like 10 by 100 by 100 feet of web to like fortify the defense over there. Oh man, it's all out the window. It's so so sad. But it happens.
Yeah, we'll pour some out for Ali.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right.
But just beyond where the and of course Shri is saddened by the loss of Juva, who he would like to bury, I'm assuming, but I don't want to take over your character for a second. Yeah, but yeah, that she's going to need to be buried. She didn't get eaten; she just got bit in half. So, so we'll bury her.
He's a 2nd level fighter, or
3rd. He's a level 3 straight fighter.
okay.
So he gets he's a spear master. So you get 3/2 with the spear.
Okay.
And he pretty much, and he's also his other mastery is in the bow, but he hasn't got a bow with him. Because he didn't think he needed it, I guess. Well, he's not going to cross the river because he can't. He's just getting, well, actually, he's going to have to now. So let's just say that he has a bow because he wasn't planning on crossing the river, but obviously we got to. So we'll say you got a bow too. bow with 20 arrows. Each one of them is coated with poison. The poison does an additional d8 damage if they fail saving. And of course, he knows how to make the poison. So if you have time, you could recode the spear.
Very cool. What's his fighting ability? FA?
3.
Okay.
He's got no armor, but and I didn't make any stats for him. I was just keeping his armor class 9, but we can roll stats for him. Or if you want to do it, you can make stats. But we'll just do it between games. For now, just keep it neutral. But if you want to roll up stats, that's fine.
Cool.
All right, so you're at the river. It took about twice as long. You're supposed to get there by midday. It's actually coming close to the end of the day. You've got the boat, of course, so you could cross if need be. You see at this end of the river that it kind of flows. It like hits what is effectively a sheer cliff going up, and it goes like down. So it like apparently goes back into the earth, under the mountain or wherever it goes. And of course, it's bubbling and hot and whatnot. So you could probably, assuming that, you know where Laura's place is, or you have an idea anyways. Slide, you can see on the map. You could probably get there into the evening if you go now, or you can stay overnight. It's just obviously the forest can be dangerous.
Nah, what could go wrong?
Well, I think we've seen what can go wrong.
Yeah, right. Of course, that happened in the daytime.
Yeah, effectively, what will happen is if you stay overnight, there'll be one automatic roll to see if something happens. So that 3d6 roll. If you continue to travel, it'll take you twice as long, so it's going to take you 3 rolls to get there. So basically, if you stay overnight, it's going to take you an automatic roll now. If you wait, if you stay overnight, you'll get an automatic 3d6 roll. So something's going to happen. If you just keep going now, you're going to get 3 regular rolls, which is a d6. If you get a 1, something happens. So it's kind of a gamble. Because you might potentially hit 3 things, but you'll definitely hit 1 thing if you stay.
Well,
I say we go.
see, I would say we go, but that's only because now I know the meta knowledge of we know something's going to happen.
Well,
If I
she could give you
didn't
an
know
idea.
that, yeah. If I didn't know that, I would say say, but
That's fine. No, I gave you the meta knowledge. That's fine. You could use it. I would have told you if you weren't able to use
Okay.
it.
Fine.
Shri has knowledge of the area, so that if you stay overnight, something's gonna happen. And that's why we don't live in the forests. We have these towns. But because it's coming into the evening, it's gonna take us longer to get to Lors. And you can estimate that about as long as it took you to get here. So about the same amount of chance of running something.
But we also know that Lore's wolves are patrolling.
oh yeah,
That's
good
right.
point. So yeah,
So-
let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, fair enough. Go ahead, Crystal, and roll d6.
Okay. 5.
Okay. Yang, roll a d6 for me. Okay. And finally, Mike, bring it home. Oh, all right. Yeah, it's worthwhile. It's evening. It's, it never gets super, super dark in here because there's kind of that, unless there's no moon, because there's always this glow where the moonlight hits the mist and it kind of gives an overall faint green glow reflecting off the grasses. So as you break the tree line, sometime in the middle of the night, you hear water and you look and you can see the fields and you can pretty clearly see that cobble road that runs along that river that leads to the lair of Lore. As you break out into the field, you kind of you start walking out there and you hear breathing, and you look back and probably maybe 10 yards behind you there are wolves. They're kind of as soon as you turn, look back, they kind of fall back a little bit. You get the sense they've probably been following you.
Makes sense. I'll step forward and I will offer one of them some dried fish or something. I'm sure we got rations. And
Okay.
and I'll say, take us to lore.
All right. Yeah. You do that. It doesn't want to get super close, but if you toss it to it, then you can get the food to it. Like if you start to go for, like it kind of backs up if you get close to it. So you can't like hand feed it, but if you want to toss it to you can do that.
Yeah, I'll do that. Just giving it a
Okay.
treat for
That's fine. Yeah, you toss it. It takes a minute. You know, it's kind of like it sneaks up to it. It looks. It kind of backs up. It does that, and then eventually it eats a little bit, realizes that it's good, takes another bite, and then trots off towards the river with the cobbles. And the other wolves follow. You know, kind of spread out and follow.
Sounds good. We'll follow the wolf.
Okay. This is going to be interesting getting Shri into Karak. You had to roll a basilisk, didn't you?
No.
So I blame the players. I always blame the players.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah, you
blame it on
approach
me.
you approach the because you had to give my card time, and then that's because
Yeah.
you approach the cobble road and follow it down as it narrows and creates that that kind of natural earth bridge that goes out into the valley of spirits or ghosts. Or the river, I'm sorry, the lake of ghosts that you've heard it called several things. And you see the keep of Lore in the middle. As you get closer, the drawbridge lowers, and two women, dressed in the basic armor, shield, spear, step out onto the drawbridge, and they call out. They say, "What brings you to the keep of Lore?"
What language are they speaking in?
They are speaking in a language you don't understand because they're speaking Hyperborean. However, Shri understands it because Shri speaks Lemurian, Hyperborean, and Atlantic and Common. Shri actually speaks all those languages. So yeah, Young, once again, you're the only one that understands.
I shall translate. I am Shri.
Yeah.
If he translates, I'll talk back in Hellenic and say, we are here to see lore.
We are here to see lure.
Okay, yeah. So you translate and kind of stepping into the opening where at the back of the drawbridge, you see Lore standing there. And she says, you have returned and with a prisoner.
Is she speaking?
She speaks Common.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Not a prisoner, a guide.
They lied. I am their prisoner.
A guide? Surely this creature could not guide you of its own free will. I thought you were powerful warriors, not to be manipulated by the magic of the druid. Which kind of looks at you.
They have caught me, yes. And I am at their beck and command.
Okay.
Oh, mistress,
Prisoner.
what shall I do now?
You should be quiet for a second. And I'll just look at Lord and say, I'm just gonna come right out with it. We found Cirque.
She nods. And then she says, well, in Hyperborean, but you can't understand it, something. And then the two warriors who are kind of blocking the way, they just kind of step to the side. And then Lore kind of turns and then walks in with kind of, with the, follow me, but I'm not going to even bother to tell you that attitude.
Okay. I'll follow.
I'll
This
kind
is the
of
lore
tap,
I know and love.
I'm gonna kind of tap Shri with my quarterstaff as if I'm trying to get him to move along.
Okay. Yeah. It's well noted by the guards. They nod approvingly. Yeah, so you are brought in, and again, there's like that open area where there's the stables and where the training happens and stuff, and then there's the main keep building in the center. Laura walks directly in. There's that first big room that has a long table with the fireplaces where you feasted before, and she comes and sits at the table, and she calls for. I'm sorry, she coughs. She calls for wine, and some women leave and come back with the wine. And she sits down. And she says, this is good news. Tibor has been scouring the lands looking for you ever since you escaped. It's definitely not done much for his ego. And rumor has it, more women have fled Cirque because of the display. He is biting at the bit to take down that city and anything else that might be in their way. And she kind of like eyeballs over his tree.
He rolls his eyes and then he looks down on his feet. I don't know whether if it's furry or not. He's a Lemurian, so barefoot maybe.
Oh, he's naked. Yeah, he's 100% naked. He's just got like some quiver of arrows.
Oh,
yeah.
Is he wearing like thongs or something?
Bare feet.
Bare feet and completely naked.
Yep. He's got long hair, covering just the right spots to keep it PG-13.
Okay.
Strategically placed.
Yeah. I mean, they do have clothing, but they don't normally wear it unless they. He wasn't planning on having company. He was leading people through the. So, although I guess we've kind of altered that, so we could say you have like a loincloth and sandals or something if you want to have that.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what they would normally wear. But yeah, the little people don't normally wear any clothes at all. It's warm down here.
Given that Tibor is angry with us a little bit, I think. If we tell you where Cirque is, are you going to pass this information on to him so that we can get him out of the city?
Yes, I will. I'll say my bird followed you to the city. Of course, he won't trust just directions. I'll have to lead him.
Right, of course. But that will give us
they'll want some of my forces as well. But you could stay here in the tower. They won't know you're here. My women are loyal.
I look at the others.
Yes, I mean, that sounds like the best idea.
Well, isn't the plan when once Lure leads Tibor and everybody away, that's when we go, right? And try to get the ring?
Right.
Okay.
Are you saying this in front of Lore?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that seems like a fine plan, except...
Right. And then we chop off her hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she suggests that she can bring the word to Tibor, and then they'll have to assemble the armies. But you can stay here until then.
How long do you think it'll take them to assemble the armies and
Probably a week. He won't want to go without another sacrifice, of course. It's always best to have crew's approval.
I suppose. Laura, you're fairly knowledgeable.
Barely.
What do you what happens? Do you know what happens to the people who are sacrificed? Does Kraken actually kill them? what we saw, the tentacles took them, but we didn't actually see them die.
It is said that Gakru is the dissolver.
Okay.
Breaks down people into the dust from which they came. The dust that feeds the universe, that feeds the bloated sun that passes over the horizon, that feeds Saturn and Neptune. So they become food for the gods.
Oh,
That doesn't seem so bad, does it?
very poetic. Anyway.
I mean, it's not for me, but for them, it's great.
Yeah. Great. God, a week seems like a long time. And another sacrifice.
Well, he must assemble the armies. There is several thousand, and they must march to the river and ford, building bridges. Of course, the little people will see them do it, so they'll probably build them at Karak and carry them forth, battering rams and the like. It is on the other side of the river, I suppose.
So will Jotun go with the armies to bless them?
Oh no. Jotun will use the power of Kakru from the temple. Tentacles of the dissolver are not limited to that one spot.
All right. I guess we don't really have a choice but to wait.
Well, I don't know if we want T-Bar out of the way. That's the only way I can think to do it. And with T-Bar dead, I will take control of the armies, and then we can push Jotun out and destroy the ring.
Yes. Yes, to destroy the ring. Mm-hmm. That's the plan.
It will be dissolved and be food for the gods.
Nesta
Yeah.
just kind of, yep.
So are you going to message us when the city is taken so we can meet you in town?
Once the battle commences, I'll come back and meet you here. And then we will take out Jotun.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yes. I can make my way quickly through the forest,
Oh, I'm sure
as
you
I
can.
have. As I have friends. And as she says that, you hear wolves howl. You know, she's got the little sound machine under her desk and she presses it. Just at the right moment.
Shaped like a pumpkin.
Why does she keep squeezing her glass?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you want to go ahead and wait for T-Bird to form the army, then we can just jump forward, or if there's something else you plan on doing in the time Laura's going to leave, she tells you she's going to go to Karak, tell Tiber, and then she'll be back because he's going to, of course, I mean, she says, I guarantee you he'll ask for my women as well, so I'll need to come back and form my troops here. At that point, I'll have a better idea how long it'll take, but I would guess a week.
While you're gone, can we go hunting?
Of course. Just
So
don't be
we're
seen.
allowed to leave the tower whenever we want.
Of course, you are free to do as you wish.
Okay.
I
just know
be wary of Tiber.
the last time we attempted to leave the tower, there was some problems with your guards.
What was there?
Yes.
I don't recall. And she sipped her wine. But do not let Tiber's men see you. If they know you are on this side of the river, they will suspect
Oh,
that
no.
all is not as it should be.
No, no. We won't do that. What, do you think us fools?
I do not, but I think you are bold, and the backbreaker seeks to finish what he started.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll try.
Well,
Yeah. We won't be seen, right, Helene? We don't want them to see Shri either, so.
exactly.
Okay.
So the,
Yeah, so be it, as she says, and she continues to drink and stuff with you if you would like, and eventually retires. And will the next day, when you wake up in the morning, there are, there's the women have been told to provide you with horses and bows and stuff if you like for hunting, but Laura's gone. She leaves basically at sunrise.
Can we like go out so that I can talk to people without
course.
everybody listening? Yeah.
Yeah, and you could have done it at night too. I'm just that was
Yeah.
basically
Um,
we got that little spot in the yard where no one can hear us.
Right.
right.
ahead.
that. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
That night, I would like to use my sorcerer's eye to spy on Lore for a little while, see if she tries to make plans with someone else or something like that. I mean, I can only get like a couple of minutes, but
Okay, so let's do this. Let's high or low. We'll see if you got picked a good time.
hi.
Okay. She just basically goes to bed, and you kind of you see her in there just packing her stuff, and then she doesn't seem to do anything suspicious by the time your eye expires.
Okay. All right, I'll relay that information to the group just a while.
Yeah, as far as you know, I mean, unless there's some kind of secret areas or whatever or magics in your dormitory, nobody's really around you, so you could certainly, if you talk low tones, you could also wait till the next morning and go out into the hunting, because then you'll be alone as well. Or you could also take your boat, I guess, and go out into the. I mean, if you want to go into the Lake of Ghosts, but nobody's going out there either. You could also go out to the lake. So there's several places you could go that are on different levels of private.
How big is the lake?
It's about a mile or so in diameter.
I don't
There's a
know.
waterfall, kind of the little peninsula area that goes out to the keep goes out maybe like a tenth or maybe an eighth of the mile, and then there's like at the far end is a waterfall, but there's like a pretty large area, maybe like half a mile at least, that would be just empty lake in the center.
I mean, we could easily be seen out there, though, right? If we were
Oh yeah,
in
they'll
the boat.
definitely see you out there if you do that. I'm just saying you would be heard.
Mm-hmm.
So those are all options that, I mean, unless you have some other idea, like flying up in the air or something. but that would also probably draw suspicious. So where would you like to talk? At night in the dorms, or in the morning in the dorms, or out hunting, or out in the river? Or...
Well, it can
Flying.
be at night in the dorms before we go out.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure of the plan. We're actually not going to wait for her, are we? We're going to go. Or are we going to wait for her?
I mean, we gotta wait for her to gather her army and give it to Tibor and everything.
Right, and then she's going to lead him out, but we're not going to
We're not gonna wait for her to return. No.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I got everything correct.
Right, but we know when she's leaving. Because you can see her, right? Rowan Siege?
I'm sorry, my headset fell off. My
Oh.
ears stopped working for a second. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, I mean, we know when she leaves. We know what she's doing because you can see her.
I can only see her for a few minutes a day. And
Okay.
I'm not that far away.
Okay.
What about your powers to question Auroras?
Well, I can divine things too, but I would rather be able to do other things.
Only we had Ali here with us.
Yes. Poor Ali.
He's got a certain skill set.
Mhm.
You see Kasim fly in. Poorly. Ah,
Hmm.
nevermore.
Oh no, poor Ollie.
Nevermore.
Oh.
It's bad too because he really didn't have like a lot of abilities that would have made this.
Yeah.
Interesting, huh? That's all right. It'll be a little more of a challenge.
That's okay. I like Shri.
Yeah, Shree's pretty cool. So, and Shree likes animals, so you can probably still have the familiar. Okay, so assuming that right, so like I say, you get up in the morning. There's
Shri-
wine and food.
Shri would probably bond with the Kasim over there because it's like, yeah, I lost somebody too, and then he's like,
Exactly.
yeah, Juva died, so yeah. Was that his wife by any chance? Juva?
High or low?
Hi.
Yes, it was.
Oh man, yeah, that's painful.
Don't worry, Helene. He doesn't blame you.
Don't speak for Young's character.
Well, because Yang wasn't there when he convinced her. She convinced her. Helene convinced.
Hey, I was looking to turn her into an acolyte.
I will say
say?
that Juva only made one attack in her entire life, and it was a natural 20, and basically killed the basilisk. So, if you got to go out, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
She turned into stone also, right?
No, she got bit in half
Oh, okay, yeah,
by the other basilisk.
okay.
Yeah, she's not coming back. So yeah, the morning comes. There like I said, there's food. There's like wine and breakfast items, fruits and stuff waiting for you. And if you were to go down, there are mounts, and if you want to go hunting.
Or do we want to soak in the tub?
Yeah, let's look
There's
in the
also a
tub.
very nice tub. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of us want to soak in the tub. I remember that tub quite well.
Yes, it is a very nice tub. There's also God, was it Sandy? Oh boy. Two women who Sonia and Fanny
Yeah.
are there.
Oh yeah.
They are actually when they see you, they're actually the ones that bring this. Say, we heard that you wanted to hunt. If so, we can guide you. But if you want to get in the tub, then they'll get in the tub, or they'll just hang out and do whatever they're doing. They're training basically. The women are out. Obviously, the Lord told them that war was imminent, so you see a lot of women out there doing drills and training and stuff. Lore has a pretty small army, but they're pretty efficient. So
are Sonia and Fanny attached to us again?
yes.
Yes. Wonderful.
Yeah, they are.
Hello, backup characters in case we die.
It could be, but if you remember, they are the ones that kind of told you that the whole thing about that Lore that wants to destroy the ring. Yeah. So yeah, those are the two. So they're kind of they're another faction, if you will. They're part of the faction of the warriors that don't really believe in the sacrifices anymore, or believe in any of the leadership, but don't have any particular way to fight against it. So they're just doing their thing.
Yeah, I think a bath would not go amiss. And I look over at Shri and I say, surely we all could use a bath, right, Shri?
No, I would rather wallow in my misery. I lost my wife. I saw her bitten in twine by that monster. My only
I'm-
consolation is the fact that I slain it.
I know, and I'm sorry.
So what is the plan, Panesta? Should I return back to Cirque and serve alongside other warriors of the city, or shall I remain here and somehow be of use to you? I too know that your intent is to destroy or take that ring, but
Well, if you are willing to remain, we'll be happy to have you here.
well, there isn't much that I could go back to now. So, what my life is worth is to carry on the quest that I began with my wife, Juva.
Well, and who knows? This endeavor may be the end of us all, and you may see your wife again.
Tell me, why do you come to this valley? From my understanding, everything outside is destroyed. Where are you from?
We are from outside the valley. It's not destroyed.
It's a
And,
short memory.
Just so you know, Young, I think, right, Daniel Shree would know about Evilly, that they think she might have come from outside. You would know there's a girl in your village that you found as a child that you suspect maybe came from outside?
Yeah. So he's like, so the rumors of Ayuli and what the elders were whispering about you being in our village, it is all true then.
It is, yes. And
There
while
is
things
a-
aren't perfect on the outside, they're worth fighting for.
What I fight for is to end this continuous oppression and sacrifices that we have to endure from this city here. If you could end it, then you have my spear and my arrow.
We'll certainly do our best to do it, to end it.
Sounds excellent. I think I'm gonna go outside and drink a little bit. I wish to be alone.
Okay.
Yeah, and he goes outside. If there's something to drink, he's gonna sit down in there and
Yeah.
drink himself.
The- Oh, sorry. Yeah, for sure. There's basically in the keep, there's courtyards where people rest after their exercise. There's baths and there's wine everywhere and food and drink and stuff. It's pretty well attended. So yeah, most of the women kind of that are here are kind of looking at you suspiciously, not necessarily hostilely, but surprised.
Yeah,
And you would know, I mean, obviously living in here, that very few people on this side of the river have ever even engaged at all with any of the little people except for in like to the death battles. Like to have a conversation with one is very, very odd.
yeah. He just goes up there and grabs one of those goblets and drinks, downs it, and he starts. He cradles himself and starts sobbing. He's like, and probably other people are seeing him as if he's saddened at his status as a prisoner to Panesta and everybody, but in actuality, he's probably grieving his wife's death.
Oh, also, you have a drum. I should mention that too. You have a drum that you could use to communicate with other people, other little people.
Oh, nice.
So at some point you'll probably want to let them know what's going on. But obviously it's going to be obvious when you do it because you're playing a drum, unless you can cover it. So at some point you're going to want to let them know at Cirque so they're ready. That is part of Shree's plan. But at this point you got a week.
Nice.
So at some point you're going to want to get away from people and do that. So I was just going to have him do that, but if you since you're here now and you're playing, so know that you have a drum.
Nice.
So you're basically loincloth, sandals, bow, arrows, spear, drum, and really long hair.
Your
Okay.
90s arrow Matthew McConaughey.
He's
Uh,
he looks like a Lemurian, right?
Yeah. They look like tiny Lemurians. They're only like about 3 feet tall.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're much smaller than Lemurians, but they have that same look.
Okay, I'm gonna change the art. then.
while I'm bathing, I would like to roll the eyes up into the back of my head and do a
Okay.
divination. I would like to divine what lore is actually planning for.
Oh, okay. Let me go into this exactly and see what we got. See, if I was really good at this, I would like say it as like a rhyme or something, but I'm that's
You're the
not gonna
spirit.
happen.
We are the spirits. Imagine we're talking in rhyme. Okay.
Right, imagine this is a rhyme. Let's see, divination. Okay. First of all, just roll because a percentile that it works or not, right? Maybe it's based on something. On one turn of prayer and obligation, the sorcerer employs the wisdom of the outward. The agent is sought a greater power. Okay, so the focus is an area, a small woodland, a large building or tower, a section of dungeon, at the top of a mountain or the lake. So it has to be cast on an area. Obviously, you could cast it on like Karak, for instance, or here, I suppose. And okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm casting it on Karak.
Okay. So you want to know what her plan is there, what she's doing, what she's up to there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Attempts to
I'm
divine
assuming by
what her
the
plan is in
time-
Karak. Okay.
I'm giving her enough time to travel. I'm assuming that she has traveled to Karak.
Yeah. You know that it took when you went before by horse, it took maybe a couple hours. So if you wait then you don't know, she left at sunrise. So she's been there probably for a bit, even if she took her time. So
Yeah.
you focus the spell upon Karak and you ask,
I'll get all
what is-
pruny.
what's that?
I'll get all pruny. In the
Yeah,
tub.
get all pruny in the tub and
Yeah.
you look at the wrinkles in your hand to divine what she's up to.
Yeah.
She is currently Lore is speaking with those in power at Karak and telling them that she has discovered the location of Cirque via the use of her animals.
Okay.
So she's doing exactly what she said. Well, except she's taking credit, of course.
Right. That's only lore can do.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
she's like I told you fools to let me send the birds over months ago. How easy it was for me to find Cirque once you let me do as I could. That kind of stuff.
Yes. And if the other women are still in the tub with me, I will report it.
Yeah. You think that Lean's asleep for about 10 minutes as she rolls her eyes back at her head, and then she starts looking at her hand, and she says that, I told you, fools.
Yeah, some strange dreams.
She's either asleep or drunk again. One of
Right,
the two.
one or the other. A little bit of both.
A little day drinking.
You say day drinking, you hear over you hear Shri crying in the corner. Okay, yeah. So I'm assuming that nobody's bothering you. They bring food over and stuff you ask, but everybody gives you your space. You do see that both Sonya and Fania both also, they're bathing, but not with you. They give you your space, but they're in the same space with you. They're kind of hanging out. You get that. They just tell you, that Lord told them to be at your beck and call. So interpret that as you will.
Excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, she's doing exactly what, not maybe exactly how she said she was going to do it, but she's doing what she said she was doing.
Right.
Does anybody else want to do anything else today, or you want to just wait till she comes back, or? we can just start leaping forward in time in big chunks if there's nothing plans. No plans.
Yeah, I can't think of anything I'd want to do at this point.
Yeah, me either.
Okay. But, you bathe and then you sit around and drink and relax and study or, sharpen your weapons or whatever you're doing.
Well, we
drink
need
with
to go
Shri.
hunting just to cover our asses about going hunting.
Oh, okay. You go hunting. Go ahead and roll a d6, Mike. See if you find anything good. Oh yeah, yeah. You're able to take down yeah. You bring back a large stag. I mean, assuming you wanted to have done that.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, you see one. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to play it out. You can take it down, and you bring it back, and the women there have it roasting. When you hear the on the wall horn, and then the women jump up and they say, "Laura is approaching. She must smell the meat," and they all laugh and they all kind of.
I'm going to meet her in the middle of the drawbridge like she meets everybody else.
Nice. Yeah, so she starts riding up on her horse with a couple of women flanking her, a couple on each side, so 4 women. And of course, the drawbridge just lowers, and you're standing in the center.
Yeah.
She does not really start to slow down so much as she's coming towards you.
I hold my ground.
Oh, you're gonna play chicken.
Yes. Of course.
Oh, I like this. All right. All right. Yeah, she likes you. So, all right. She rides right up to you, like you think she's gonna run you down, but you do not move because you are brave and you're playing chicken. And right the last second, she rears her horse back, and the hooves go up like right in your face, and she lands, and she looks down and she smiles and she says, "Ah, that's the kind of bravery that we need around here. You see that, women?" And then a lot of the women scream, they yell, "Oh!" How soldiers do. And she says, I smell fresh meat. Your hunt must have been good." And she just jumps off the horse and lets somebody else take it. And she walks past you and heads into the place.
I said, "Yes, a stag is waiting for you."
Excellent, excellent. She, if you allow her to, she'll put her arm around your shoulder and she kind of walks in with you.
Oh yeah, we're best buds.
Yeah, and she says, "They have taken the bait. They will fly to Cirque on the 5th day of the 12th month.
Excellent.
Let's eat, and then I must speak with my generals, or probably captains, my captains." And then she gets around the table and you guys eat and stuff. She calls upon several women who are the leaders of her various troops to form a regiment that she has to take. They need some of her soldiers, of course. She is assembling somewhere. I have these numbers, but quite a few warriors that she tells you, or she tells them, she tells everybody that she will lead alongside T-Bur's group to put raid upon Cirque. Yeah, she's got, let's see, lore. She's sending 150 spearmen, 65 swordsmen, and 20 horses. So roughly half her horses. So they're sorting that out.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's going to leave the. She says she's going to leave the other half here, but she tells them all they need to prep, because just in case they need reinforcements. Go ahead, Crystal. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, when we eat, I'm gonna take Shri some meat, and I'm gonna give it to him, kind of, forcefully, and I'm gonna be like, "Eat." I'm gonna like I'm trying to, like he's a prisoner or whatever. Also, I'm just trying to get him to eat.
Yeah. The women smile and laugh as you do that because the little people are vegetarians.
Oh.
And they think you're being a jerk, basically. shoving meat into his face. Yeah.
Yeah, he just gets the greasy, grease from the meat like all over his face or something, and he's not looking very happy. It's like, mm. He grunts.
Okay. So again, if there's anything you want to ask her or whatever, if not, throughout the next several days, she'll be assembling and drilling her troops. She's going to send again. She's sending that many that I said to Karak to join Tibur's men. Well, she's going to lead them, and then all the rest, except for a small amount, are going to also train and prepare to be reinforcements. But they will stay here. She says.
Well,
To guard the space.
be careful, Lord. Tibor is, he can be a tricky one.
Indeed. We will, my loyal captains will cover my path. Once we begin to breach the walls of Cirque, I'll rush back, as I said, to join you. With a small group, we should be able to get back into Karak unnoticed. You'll need to dress as my warriors, of course.
Yes, because Tibor would not leave the city unguarded.
No, they're gonna leave. Yeah, she tells you. She will give you the basic idea. They're gonna leave about 1,000 men in the city, or women. It would be.
1,000.
Yeah, they're bringing a little over 4,000 to bear upon Cirque. At that, you could see that. Shri, you probably wouldn't be very. Like Shri knows is only about half that number at Cirque. So, but then of course Cirque's got the little people helping as well. So it should be. I mean, but obviously Cirque is defending, so they're in a pretty good space. But Tiber's really bringing a big army. Like he's not messing around.
Yep. That's still a lot of guards, 1,000 people.
Yeah. There's still 1,000. Let me just check the number. About 1,000.
We don't have a choice, so
Yeah.
I guess we. All right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, remember it's a big city, but 1,000 soldiers is not that many. I mean, it is, but it's not. They have
Right,
3,000,
it's
and they're
doable to
leaving
get-
1,000.
Yeah, it's doable to get around them a little easier.
Yeah, they'll be defending the walls and stuff, just in case the people from Cirque decide to do a counterattack. You don't want to leave your place unguarded. But yeah, yep, good.
Last thing. When we get some time alone, I'm gonna give Shri my +2 short sword. Tell him he may need it.
Okay.
Why, thanks
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, you definitely can use the short. Obviously, you're a fighter. You can use any weapon. You're just not a master of it, so you won't get double attacks.
Okay.
Or the extra attacks, I should say. You'll just get one against one, which is still pretty good. Still pretty good. And obviously, a +2 makes a big difference. All right, so that is the plan. You're gonna the time goes by. The people are drilled. They're prepared. You all are, instructed to wait here until Laura comes back. She leaves, of course, the two women with you that are, your guides. Your, what you want to call it. I mean, they're not particularly guarding you. She's no fool. She doesn't believe two women could guard you anyways, but, just, they're there if you need them, Sonia and Fanny. And Laura leads her soldiers, whatever I said, over a little over 200 women up through the woods towards Karak on the 4th day, because that's the day of the sacrifice, and they want to all start from Karak. So they're all going up for that, and they leave you that night of the 4th. They're going to leave on the morning of the 5th, is what your understanding, or yeah, was your understanding.
Leave on the morning of the 5th.
Yeah, so the plan is, as Laura describes it to you, is that all the soldiers are gathering, on the 4th after the sacrifice. Basically camping outside of Karak, so that when the sun rises on the 5th, they're going to ride to the river and cross. They've built some bridges they can drop across, and then they're going to storm through the forest directly to Cirque and take them.
Well, I say that we steal some outfits and disguise ourselves as Laura's troops and, leave on the morning of the 5th. That way they'll be getting out when we can go and we can go in.
Yep.
Okay. You definitely do that. I mean, you're going to be given outfits like Laura's troops, because that's kind of her plan, except she assumes you're waiting for her. But you're not going to wait. You're going to go on the morning of the 5th.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to wait for Laura unless you guys think we should, but I don't want to.
No. We are not waiting for Laura.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm fine.
perfect. That sounds like a plan. So yeah, I mean it's all pretty cut and dry. You wait, they leave on the 4th. You wait, you're going to leave on the morning of the 5th. I guess, so now you're going to sneak out of Laura's place? How are you going to get out of there without? Because they're all ready for war. What is your plan there? Are you going to enlist some help? You're just going to sneak out? You're going to have to walk because there's not going to be any horses.
My thought would be to put the armor and everything like in a bag, just like we're going hunting, and then let's just say we're going hunting.
Yeah.
With
They
all
let
this
us.
armor.
Sorry, go ahead.
With all this armor.
Well, we're gonna put the
Yeah.
armor like in a backpack, and it'll
I mean,
just look like hunting supplies.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I mean, you can certainly try to do that.
Shri's gonna chime in. He's like, they're all preparing for war, so if we put on the battle uniform and to desert to go hunting, we'll be in trouble. We'll be caught very quickly, I would assume. They're gonna be
they let
rallying
us-
us. They're gonna be rallying us very soon to have us join the attacking force, I imagine.
Oh, I don't think so. I think Lure is going to come back and we're all going to try to. Her plan, I think, was to try to get us in without taking an entire army. Was
Well,
that?
yeah. Maybe we should wait on Lore. I mean, it's one extra person to fight later, but if
Or
if
we,
Lore is on our side until we get the ring, or until we take down Jotun, and maybe she'll get killed in the process.
She's a woman of Kakru. Do you really trust her?
No, I don't.
No, we don't. We don't, Shuri. We don't, but she's our way in. God, as much as I hate to do it, I've worked with and continue to work with disagreeable people, so I guess.
We have to-
Crystal, roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
No particular reason.
I didn't think so.
Oh, nice. Okay, perfect.
16.
Okay, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. I needed a d20 roll, and it's always.
During the past week or so, I mean, as Shuri was like, moping around, did he find any place where that could be, leveraged as an exit? Some place that they could possibly try to sneak out with the minimum amount of, guards around. Some weak spot, basically.
You're basically on like a lollipop. There's like a bridge that goes out, a drawbridge, and then you're on an island. So there's only one way into this place. The only other way you can get out would be go over the water. if you want to go into the lake that is swarming with fog that is called the Lake of Ghosts.
Oh, we can get out by the lake.
You could, if you want to go on that water.
Only if we could just fly out of here. But we're no birds.
Or, use a boat.
But the river, the Lake of Ghosts, you can't hope to survive while trying to go through there.
I'm sure
Oh.
we've been through worse.
You know what, Young? Actually, go ahead and roll a d6, because Shri might have information about this, actually, now that you're Shri. I'm going to say this is actually kind of challenging. Okay.
Oh, I'm typing that in the wrong place. I'm sorry. There we go. One.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. What you know about this, or what you believe about this Lake of Ghosts, is that when anybody dies, that's not dissolved basically by Kakru, in the valley, this is where they go.
Mm.
This lake contains all those who basically survive to an old age or die in battle or whatever, and their souls go here to live forever and swimming in the lake.
Does he consider the lake as a sacred place?
Yeah, because all the and actually both sides believe this, both the little people and the. It's
Yeah.
considered to be an area of great magic, basically.
Yeah. He looks to you and explains to you. It is a sacred lake. It's the place where all of our soul go when we die and we're not sacrificed to Kakru. Perhaps if we go through the lake, I'll get to commune with the soul of my beloved wife. I am willing to risk it if you are.
I mean, we'll definitely be noticed if we go out through the lake, but we have the uniforms.
No one would suspect us braving the lake. I'd imagine they would probably only watch the soul entryway, which is the drawbridge.
Yeah, but the problem is then we'll become heretics on top. This becomes upsetting to everyone.
Yeah. All right. Maybe we should just wait on more. I don't think we have much choice.
I have to alert the city.
Well, we could ask Sonia and Fanny to take us out. Just
Earlier
exercise in our armor.
Earlier they're given the warning. Better prepared they would be. Just imagine the size of the army that's heading to my own city. It's staggering. I am uncertain whether it will emerge unscathed. It is the fate of my own home that we're talking about.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's talk to Fanny and the other one.
Yeah, I think Helene had a good idea. We will try, Shri. We'll try to do this with the least amount of collateral damage, but we have to stop Kraken, or everybody's going to be collateral damage. Especially if Laura gets her hands on that ring.
One quick thing. Let me ask you. So you plan on getting this ring and stopping the sacrifice altogether? Is that right?
Yes.
It is a worthy goal. Worthy enough to die for.
Worthy enough to die for, but let's hope that doesn't happen.
Ali thought so. Yeah, but this morning, as the sun goes up, little tiny tentacles are growing in the ground at random spots around.
Oh, all right. Again, let's talk to Fanny and Yes. Sort of.
Okay, so when are you when are you doing this exactly? Are you doing it as soon as they leave on the 4th in the morning, or are you waiting till the morning of the 5th when you plan on trying to leave? Or do you want to talk to him earlier in the week? I mean, you've done this all week, so.
No, I think we talk to him after Laura leaves.
Okay, so
I
sometime
think-
on the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure. How do you want to approach this? In the tubs? You want to go out the lake? You want to go out the? I mean, there's still 300, but no, about 250 women here.
Right.
Besides
So
that.
we need to someplace as private as we can get. Maybe the tubs if there's nobody else in them.
Yeah. You're going to invite them into your tub.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. They seem to approve. They seem happy to do it, and they they take off their armor and they get in the tub with you, and they say, "It seems war is on the horizon."
Yes. But we're trying to minimize death if we can. And we don't, and I kind of look around. We haven't forgotten what was said, what you said to us. I nod at Helene. We're trying to stop that as well.
Well, perhaps her raid on the in Cirque will end that.
You think that the Cirque women will kill her? Or Tibor will kill her?
They look around and they say, "Let's hope not," and then they
Yes.
wink.
Yeah. Yes, I hope not as well. Long live Kraku and everything like that. But I
She says, she moves closer to you. She slides over in the hot tub, and she says, "There are 10 women here who are not loyal to Lur. The others would jump in front of an arrow for her. 5 have left. It leaves the 2 of us." This is Fanny talking. She looks over at this. "And 3 others.
not
So be
loyal.
weary."
Do you think that you could get us? I hate to put you in danger. Do you think that you could get us out of the tower before Lure returns? Like tomorrow, maybe?
That would be foolish. The bridge was said to be kept closed until she returns. For Laura has told us in private that she believes some of Tibor's men. She believes too many were left back at Karak, and that she thinks that some of his men are going to come and try to take the keep while she is gone. So they would not look fondly to somebody leaving. For this is what was told to us through the channels.
Okay.
We could try, but it's unlikely that those loyal to... We could leave in the middle of the night. Tonight? Perhaps, but then we will be fugitives.
Is there a private place within the tower that we could go
I mean,
and
I've
be
only just met
outside?
you.
And be outside, just away from the others.
You could go to the ceiling, to the roof. It is flat. There are guards there, but I could probably dismiss them for a short period.
Yeah, sounds good.
When would you like to do that?
Let's do it this afternoon. Does that sound good, Panesta?
Okay. So she stands up in the tub, and water dripping off her, and she steps out and puts a towel around and walks and leaves. Fanny, that was. So I'm going to stay.
Yes.
She's going to get Fanny says, or Sonia says, she'll get the others who are loyal to switch shifts with the roof guards for the second half of the day.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else? Or just want to jump to that?
Yeah, let's do.
Okay. Yeah. So a little bit later, she kind of gives a signal that, she hadn't made it happen. And then she heads up to the roof.
To the roof.
And it's pretty obvious how to get up there. I mean, there's just stairs. It's a fortress. I mean, it's pretty easy to get up there. The battlements up there and stuff. Yeah. And you see that there's two women up there. And when they see Sonia and Fanny, they kind of nod and then they walk down the stairs and leave you. But you actually notice they only walk down to like the bottom of that staircase and they stand there. To prevent anybody else from coming up.
Yeah. So we take Shri to the top of the roof and let him do his thing.
Okay.
Play the drums from
Yeah.
there.
On top of the roof, yeah.
I mean,
And that's the best area that we can get. That's away from everyone else.
is it like a magic drum that would relay the sound all the way back to the city, or
If you start playing the drum on the roof, then what's going to happen is somebody
right?
somebody else going to hear it and then start playing it. They got the patterns, like drum patterns. But that also means that people are going to be able to hear it everywhere that's close. Right? Like all the women that are down below are going to hear somebody playing a drum on the roof.
How many women are there?
250-ish.
Nice to stand on the side of the roof and play one of your instruments as Shri plays his drum.
You want,
I mean,
you want Vanessa to play the pan flute?
Yeah.
I mean, I will.
What do you play? The tambourine? What's it?
yeah,
What
Shri,
instrument does
I'll play my war club.
Yeah, we can all pretend we're just doing, having no.
We're having a jam session on the roof
Yeah.
where the streets have no name.
I mean, trees. I mean, again, I don't want to tell you what to do since trees here. You would know that the women know that the little people communicate through drums, and if you start playing a drum on the roof, people are going to know that's what you're doing.
yeah, I mean,
And being that an army just left, it's probably going to be obvious for you to do.
yeah,
So it's a good plan, but for them to hear it, but it's definitely going to give you away.
yeah. He tells them, if there's a. By the way, I mean, out of character, do we have that carpet or something to fly us out of here?
I have a carpet, but it only takes one other person.
Well, let's do this at night then.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, what Shri wants to do is to sneak out. Then, he's not going to be able to fight 200 women. He would play that drum only if he's completely suicidal. And at his current state of mind, maybe he is, but I don't want to speak for Shri himself.
Well, you yeah, I mean, just because you do know stuff, so I don't want to, just so everything's clear. Like, I mean, once you leave the place, you could run into the woods and get away from people. I mean, you're pretty good at hiding and stuff. I mean, you're a little person that hides in the woods, so
Sure.
You could get away from the group to play it. But to play it while you're in this place is going to be pretty obvious.
Yeah.
You would also know that trying to fly is probably not a good option either, because there's nobody using magic carpets and stuff in this place, and every time that you've used magic has not been a good thing.
Yeah.
So you can certainly fly out, but it's going to be noticeable. It's not like, oh look, A magic carpet. Well, I see those every day. It's going to be like people are flying through the air. What the hell's going on? That's going to be a
Is the
Yeah.
drawbridge down at this moment?
no. You're completely sealed. What you've been told is that Laura believes that T-Bur is going to try to send an army here, probably on the 5th, basically, to take it, so he can take her holdings while she's away.
Okay. How far away is the shore from the battlements?
To the river? You have to cross and get back to where you live, or to the lake?
I mean, we're surrounded. We're on an island, right?
Yes.
And there's a drawbridge that's linking it to the shore.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's like about like an eighth of a mile long. It's not very long.
okay. I'm wondering, out of character, I'm wondering whether if I could have Shri like fire an arrow that has, a lengthy rope on it, so that he could fire it at the bank of that, river or something like that, tie it and try to zip line across.
I mean, you could, but you would be going right in front of the. Here, let me draw a picture because I feel like maybe this isn't clear. I will take a moment because this is my excellent artwork, by the way. And again, this isn't necessarily to scale, but
I mean, if you do that at the cover of night, for example, it's not going to be too obvious.
okay. Island with keep. Drawbridge.
Which is
Path
close.
going to shore, right? You see all that?
Right.
Right here, where you need to shoot it from. Guard towers. Watching the only way into the island, which is this entire shore. So yes, anything you do that's going to involve going to this shore is pretty obviously going to be seen by people that are out there. It's literally where they're watching. So that would be very difficult to do unless you were invisible or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you could swim. That would be okay. But if you're going to try to zip line across, I feel like that's going to be super obvious. I mean, you could try it. It's just it's going to fail. It'll be... The poor tree will end up getting,
Pincushion.
killed with arrows.
Yeah. Shri looks at the rest of the party and says, the only way to get out of here is to access the water. That's my thought. I would rather swim across this lake. If I play the drums here, we're just sealing our fate. You can't fight 200 of these women, all armed to the teeth. I don't know about you, but I can't. I'll take the chance by swimming.
Yeah.
And in that buff, with his drums and things like that, he, tries to look for a part of the keep that's the opposite of the drawbridge, and he tries to scale down that wall and attempts to get into the water to swim.
You're going to do that in the middle of the day?
No,
Because right now it's the afternoon.
he's going to do that at night.
Okay. All right,
I
so
don't
what
think
is
they
the basic plan here? Just so I have a just overall, so we can kind of narrate through all this. You're going to wait till it's dark, then you're going to get in the water and try to swim to shore and play the drum. Okay. The rest of the party's waiting for lore? Or are you also going to try to escape at night? Or are you going to try to do something else?
No, I honestly, at this point, I don't know what everyone else thinks, but lore seems like our best bet. I keep trying to think of a way around it, but it just seems like
Yeah, I
but-
agree.
you just have to do this with her, and then, like you said, Rowan Siege, she'll just be someone else to take off the list at the end of the. Yep.
At a certain point, the dominoes start to fall.
Okay, so do you want to stay, Shri, until lore comes so you can leave with the rest of the party? Or you want to still do this nighttime swim thing?
He's going to do it at the nighttime because at the end of the day,
Okay.
Shri's a guy, whose commitment is to his own city of Cirque, and he doesn't want them to get ambushed by this gigantic army. So he'll risk it.
Fair enough. Okay, so you say your goodbyes, and you take your drum, and you can get in the water, by the way. So basically, you know, you got this keep, and then there is this land around it, and you can just go right into the water. Nobody goes into the water because it's you're basically a heretic.
Yeah. I mean,
But you know, hey, he's doing what he's got to do.
before he goes
And-
in, right at
yep.
the shore, he's like, he says a quick prayer. He says, Juva, my heart. Maybe if I die here while swimming, I'll meet you and I'll join you here in this lake. That would be sweet. And he jumps into the water and swims.
Nice, excellent. What's her boss doing? Are you like watching him jump in, or are you just going to distract people and or stay in the main hall so it doesn't seem like what's the plan?
Yeah, let's throw a small party in the main hall to distract everyone. If
Yeah,
Nesta will play a song.
Yeah,
You
I'll
know
say
that one Carla ain't coming back, girl?
yes. My friend Hala will sing a war song for a great warrior. Since
Okay.
we might be going to war, and I will get out my flute and harp and stuff and start playing the music.
But a harp too. Well,
Of course, you
it's
gotta
like,
have the little stringed harp. You know?
It's like, where did she keep that?
Exactly.
Okay, so it's probably like a what do you call it, the little baby one? Like
Yes,
like
it is.
device.
I didn't
So,
mean like a standing harp. Yeah, where would I keep that? That'd be funny.
So
Holds up.
you do that, right? And you got something going, so nobody's there to help Shri, who jumps in the water. And you jump in and you go under and you see, like you open your eyes, you know, when you go nowhere, and you just see the faces of humans and of little people and kind of swirling around you, and you feel heavy and it's wrapping around your body. You feel your limbs kind of freeze up and you feel like you're being sucked to the bottom, and you look up and you see the blackness of it as you're being sucked down to the bottom. And then you see Juba. You see her face and she wraps around you, and you don't exactly know what happened, but when you wake up, you're on the shore.
Nice. Yeah. He wakes up and he looks back to the river and extends his hand and says, Juva. And
Nice.
that's it. He nods and runs off into the woods where he could find a spot to play the drum.
Excellent. So night has fallen. Unfortunately, you know the sacrifices are happening. It's a full moon, but everybody's drinking and listening to the sounds. And then you hear in the distance a drum. And then that drum is repeated by another drum. And you hear more drums. And soon the night is filled with the sound of drums. And we'll leave it there.